What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Smart Money Academy, day 9. And today, man, today we are finally getting into a big part of my trading. Honestly, this is I use that every single day. If you watch me trade live every morning, you see me use that every single day in every single one of my trade or almost. And that's EQ and OTE, which is equilibrium and optimal trade entry. So if we were to just plainly talk about it, it's a Fibonacci retracement tool that we have the optimal trade entry, which is the 0.618 and the 0.786. Anything between that is the OTE. And the 50% point is the EQ. Now, it's important to understand that, let's say this range here, right, this in this green box, there's something called a premium and a discount. And pretty much premium is anything above the equilibrium. I'm gonna call it EQ because it's easier for me. So anything above is premium, anything below is discount. Okay, so usually people are gonna tell you that big money and smart money is trying to buy in premium and you're trying to sell in, or is trying to sell in premium and buying discount, whatever. Sure, okay, whatever. My point with this is just straight up probability. Trading is a game of probabilities, and if we're being honest, if you take a trade in this upper half here and you target the low, right? More often than not, your RR is going to be way better, first of all, and also you just get a deeper retracement, and then you can get your reaction, and mwah, everything works out great. Okay, so again, EQ is the halfway point. Anything above that is premium, anything below that is discount, and OTE is the optimal trade entry, and that's between the 618 and the 786, the lines. So let's say I wanted to calculate my OTE for this range or this green box, okay? I would take the high from the low. If it was an uptrend, I would go from the low to the high. You go from the first data that was put in, and you go to the last that you want to use, right? So from here to here, and then that's just how you draw it, right? But this is how I use it personally. I'm gonna give you guys a little, little trick, okay? So let's say when we come into the market on this day here, and you see this, and and you're bearish on today, and you see this reaction here, and you say, okay, I want to go target this low, but where do I enter, right? We have all these stacked equal lows here. Say, right, where do I enter to go get this? Well, take your high to your low, tap OTE perfectly here, okay? And then reject it. And then once you see that, if you didn't enter here, you can enter here if you have some sort of entry model that could go into here. But if you didn't enter here and you get this displacement out of it, you could also take a high confluence trade here to target this low and even lower. Okay? So again, I'm gonna show you guys with another move. Let's say here, okay? Um, I'm gonna try to take something that's gonna make sense. Let's say here, you come into the market, this move happens. What do you do from here? You're bearish, but you don't know what to target. You want to wait for your retracement to target this low again. Just put it. It's always gonna be in here, and it even went back here, and it to the tick. OTE is actually a cheat code, guys, and I'm not even kidding. It works for longs too. Look, uh, let's say you come in. So the green box is always New York, so you always come into the market on New York. Well, for me at least, right? So when I come into the market here, let's say I'm bullish, right? And this is my range from here to here, and I want to wait for a retracement. Guess where it retraced? Just try to guess. Straight into OTE again. And it's higher probability, higher RR trades, right? Then that's what you guys need to understand about this. Is why it's so powerful. And people don't realize that is that you want to go long here, you place your order, let's say, right there off the top. That's a 1 to 1. That's a 1.7 R. And if you enter here and you want to put your stop at the low, you can put your stop here. That's the thing. Yeah, you can do that, right? But if you want to use the OTE and you put your stop here, it's a 1-to-1, which is still fine, but I just find the probability of it is so good, and you can watch how the candle reacts too. It's important, right? You don't just enter blindly. Today, I didn't take a trade. Why? Let me show you why. So it wicked perfectly again, OTE and EQ actually, okay? But that's not what I wanted to show you guys. This is not what it was. This is what it was here. Nope, that was actually perfect again. All right, so I messed up today. It happens. I think it was yesterday then. This move here. Nope. When was it? I'm getting lost here. Was it on that day? No. All right. Well, whatever. There's a day that I marked it out and it closed above. Oh, I think it's here. I think it was here. Yeah, there you go. It closed above OTE, and that was today, so I was not wrong. Oops. So with this closing above OTE, I was not as confident in my bearish bias, so I ended up not taking a trade today. Okay, so yeah, I personally use it a lot. I love it. It's just logic, right? You enter as low as possible for longs and you enter as high as possible for short. You wait for that deep retracement and you combine it with another PD array like a fair value gap as we talked about, or some stacked equal highs, or anything that we've talked about so far that's a high probability PD array. There's gonna be more to come too, right? Pair that with an SMT. ES takes the high. ES makes an SMT here, let's say, I don't know, and NQ on the other hand retraces to OTE or something, right? That's also very good that when you see that, because you get your SMT and you get an OTE retracement, so you get your high probability and you get your high RR trade. It's very important to always wait for confirmation. Like you can enter a trade blindly, but what I usually do is I wait for, let's say I get a OTE tap on the 15, let's say here. Wait, hold on, sorry. Let's say here. Okay, you get your OTE tap, drop down to some lower time frames, wait for a market structure shift or anything really, some kind of displacement that shows you right here. And you can go for this fair value gap with displacement here, enter here, target short, or you could wait for the low to be broken, get your kind of unicorn going on, wait for a retrace for that too. That's confluence on confluence, right? So the unicorn here, I'm gonna go into that later too, but you have your big displacement up here, your manipulation, so you get your low here, and you just wait for that to get tapped in, like right here, bang, enter short here, stop above the high, TP, well, technically TP's here, so this wouldn't be too good, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I pair it with something else almost every time, and it just works like a charm. One of the main reasons why this is so good, by the way, is because it forces you to be patient. You have to wait for your entry. You have to wait for the market to come to you. You don't chase the market. You wait for a market to come to you, and then you react to it, right? It's super, super, super important to be patient in the market, and waiting for the OTE or the EQ tab just gives you that edge, that sit on the hands and wait for that to happen, or else no trade. Right? So that's one of the ways I go about it, and you can watch me live trade every single morning, and you're gonna watch me every single. You can even go back in my all my lives that I took a trade are on YouTube. You can watch them all, and you can see me every time marking out, waiting. Okay, guys, now we just wait for this, and then I just dilly daddle while I wait for that. Right? It's important to understand, guys, that you want to you can use this on any single time frame, right? It works on the market's fractal, right? So you can use it on every single time frame, so you could develop where you want to be using it yourself. You guys should probably go into the charts, try it out yourself, see when it works and it doesn't work. Try to just mark it out, get it good and ready. Also, it's important to pair it with something else, right? We've already learned about displacement. We learned about market structure shifts. We learned of FVG. You could get all three of those in the same one, right? It's also very good. There's also order blocks that I personally don't trade, and I don't know if I'm going to make a video because I'm not that comfortable with it, but if you are and you know it, go ahead, right? Use it. We're going to go over the unicorn soon. Very good as well. I wouldn't just blindly put a limit order on the 618 or the EQ for that matter, but yeah, pair it something else and it should go pretty well. But on that note, guys, I'm going to leave you guys on that. I told you guys those videos are going to be short, and I'm going to try to keep it that way. Um, so yeah, follow me on YouTube. I'm going to start double streaming now. I'm going to be live on YouTube and Twitch, so that's important. You guys can follow me on TikTok. Ring the bell for more notifications. Don't forget to follow the SMA. We're building the next generation of profitable traders here, and yeah, it'd be pretty good to have you on board, I guess. And yeah, join my Discord. I'm trying to build a community for traders that want to succeed and want to hang out and stuff. So yeah, that's it. On that note, have a good one, guys. Peace.